Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Plants, Crochet Cooking and More. As you all must be knowing, seeing the title, that I am going to prepare this chicken recipe, chicken duck bungalow. So let me start off directly. I've taken about 500 grams of chicken with the bones, and to this I've added 2 tablespoons of curd. This is the marination that I'm preparing today. And then I just made a paste of ginger and green chilies, so I'm going to add that, a tablespoon, since I was using a teaspoon, so I added 2 teaspoons, and half a teaspoon of haldi, 1/4 teaspoon of red chili powder since I have made a paste of green chilies, and half a teaspoon of jeera, that is cumin powder, and half a teaspoon of coriander, that is the dhania powder. I'm going to give it a good mix. Salt, and then the mixing. It is best to mix it with the hands, but then chilies, I dare not do it, so I'm going to use the spoon itself. Advantage of having a fridge very nearby is this. And then I'm going to add a tablespoon of Kashmiri red chili powder. This is just for the color. It does not have any spicy or heat on this, so it just imparts the color. And towards the end I will be adding the mustard oil, but right now let me mix this up properly. I hope you all are able to see it. That's it. Now let me cover it and keep it aside. Meanwhile, I'm going to start on with the masala that is required for the chicken duck bungalow. These have to be dry roasted, so I'm going to heat a tawa first, and then I'm going to add these. So red chilies, let me tell you what I've added. The red chilies, then I've added the coriander seeds, a teaspoon of coriander seeds, a teaspoon of the cumin seeds. You can do it separately or you can add everything together and do it. A teaspoon of cumin seeds, a teaspoon of the peppercorns, that is golmorich. Then I've added 2 cardamoms and 2 cloves. I've added an inch cinnamon stick, that is dalchini, and I've added this jayatri, that is the mace. Roast this till it just starts giving out a light fragrance. Do not burn it. I need this grinder, so I better remove this paste first into a bowl, because I need this grinder to dry up. And while this masala cools, roasted masala, spices I mean to say, the grinder will be ready. Do it on a low flame, that will be better. Now let it cool. My handy, what you call tool, comes out. It's a broken spatula, and it is so easy to just scrape off anything, be it gravy or even the paste from the mixer grinder jar. It is very easy. So I keep this spatula, the spatula blade, that is. So I think I have scraped off enough. Let this cool, and I am going to start off with the preparation of the chicken gravy. First and foremost, heat a kadhai, and my habit of washing everything before I use. So I've just washed this chopping board, and now let me just remove this tawa to the other side and start with the chopping. I've taken out 2 onions, the big size onion. If you have medium size, go for 3. Now I'll do some chopping. I'll slice the onions first. Yes, and the thing that I was telling you, I need to add the mustard oil in here. I have taken 500 grams of chicken, so I'm going to add about a tablespoon of mustard oil. If you take 1 kg, then you're going to add 2 tablespoons of mustard oil. Likewise, you're going to increase the quantity accordingly. I'll mix it and then cover it and let it marinate for a minimum of half an hour. More the better. Now I'm going to add mustard oil into the kadai, about a tablespoon of mustard oil. This will take time to get heated. In the meanwhile, I'm going to slice the onions. Now let me share with you a tip here. What I do is I peel the onions, quite a lot, maybe 10 or 12 or maybe even more, and then keep it in a container inside the fridge. This way what happens is that when I need onions, I don't have to keep peeling it, especially during the rainy season when those black kind of mold you get to see on the skin. Moreover, it is quite easy as well whenever you are in a rush and you get the onions which have already been peeled. It is a relief, especially when you're making tiffin or you're in a rush, you have to cook something in a jiffy. It comes very handy. You try it out. So here I've more or less sliced the onions. The oil is more or less hot now. Since it's mustard oil, I want it to be a smoking kind of temperature. Once that is done, I'm going to fry the potatoes and the eggs. Now I have taken 3 medium-sized potatoes. If they are large potatoes, then it is better that you cut the potato into 2 halves. That way it will decrease the cooking time. So these are the potatoes that I was telling you about. Since I'm keeping it whole, I want to prick it. I'll use the knife. But be careful while doing so, don't prick your finger. Carefully prick some holes. You can even use a fork. Reason for doing this, I know everybody knows it, still let me say it, so that the flavor of this chicken and the gravy can just go into this potatoes. Bengalis love potatoes in their chicken. Sunday, the chicken with the potatoes is a must. I mean, at least 99% Bengalis. There may be an exception of 1%. Anyway, now I've added a little bit of turmeric to the oil and then fried the potatoes. You can even, here I've put small slashes on the egg, boiled egg, so that it does not splutter when it is put in the oil. I'm going to fry them together. time saving. You can even mix turmeric powder onto these eggs and potatoes and then fry it, or else you can add a little bit of turmeric powder on the mustard oil and then fry these. Either ways it is okay. I'm going to fry this till it changes its color. You can do it on a high flame or medium flame or low flame. And then just remove it and keep it aside. If you're doing it on a high flame, please do that constant stirring because we don't want to burn it. This is done. I'll just cover it slightly, keeping a small opening for the steam to be released. And then I'm going to add a tablespoon of mustard oil again and start with the tempering first. The oil is heated and now the tempering with bay leaf, red chili, cardamom and cinnamon. 1 cardamom, 1 cinnamon, 1 bay leaf and 1 red chili. Double the quantity if the chicken is doubled. In the meantime, this is cooled and I'm going to grind it into a powder first and then add a little water and make a paste out of it. This is going to be the main masala for this chicken duck bungalow. The same way we cook chicken Chettinad as well. You make a spice masala separately for it. If you haven't made, try it out. I'll put the link for the chicken Chettinad. Those of you who like spicy, fiery chicken will love the chicken Chettinad. We love it with rice. So here I am making a paste. First a powder, then a little water and then a fine, or not very fine, a paste out of it. It can be a little coarse. Now here in goes the tempering. Keep things in place after it is used. This will decrease the burden of your work later on. Let the aroma be liberated. Once you get the fragrance of these spices, just add in the sliced onions into it. You can fry the onions to a reddish color. To get the reddish color, you need to add a little bit of sugar into the onions. And you can even remove a little bit of onions as the berista, which can be added on top after the chicken is cooked. But here I have not done so. I've just fried it completely. I've not separated a little bit for the berista. So frying the onions. Adding a little bit of sugar, about 1 teaspoon. This is going to caramelize the onions, giving it that beautiful color. Once it has been fried to a reddish brown color, I'm going to add ginger, garlic and green chili paste. Green chili is optional here. You can just add ginger, garlic, a tablespoon of it, and then fry it till the raw smell of this goes away. I'm going to add a tomato into it. So 1 medium-sized tomato, I'm just going to chop it roughly, or you can even cut it into small pieces and then add it to it. Add a little bit of salt and then fry it. Better to cover it so that the tomatoes cook faster. Keep it on a low flame. After 5 minutes, uncover. You'll see that the tomatoes have come out to be a little mushy, a little softer. You can easily break it now since they are soft. Now is the time to add the chicken. So let me take it out from the fridge. And in goes the marinated chicken into the kadai. Using the same old spatula, I'm going to scrape off all the marination mixture right into the kadai. And then I'm going to start frying it. Fry it for about 5 minutes. Fry it on a high flame. Time to add the potatoes into it. These potatoes are not boiled, only the eggs are boiled. So I'm going to add the potatoes right away so that they get cooked along with the chicken. Cover this karai and let it cook for about 6 to 8 minutes. And in the meanwhile, I'm going to just clean up this mixer grinder and then place it back. This motor needs to be cleaned very often. Clean as you finish. Time to check what's happening inside the karai. Now we are going to add the spice paste that we had made earlier. Now since this is already roasted, we are not going to fry this for too long because these spices have already been dry roasted. If you fry it further, then the taste may turn out to be a little bitter. So just stir it for some time and then add the water. In goes the hot water into it. Mix it well and then cover and cook.
I'll put it in the laundry. They're washed completely.
I have mixed this well. Now I'm going to add the eggs into it.
The andas, 3 eggs will go into it because 3 of us are going to have. The rest is slow cooking for about 10 to 12 minutes.
Let it cook on a low flame for 10 to 12 minutes. And in the meantime, I'm going to quickly wash the dishes. Else they are going to pile up into a huge mountain. So clean as you work. So all the utensils have been dealt with, all are washed. Now just dry the surface. See how quickly one can manage the work in the kitchen while the food is being prepared.
Okay. Adi, smelling heavenly. Can you get the smell?
Now let me put the spice box inside, back to its place.
See, it's called Dak Bungalow because earlier this is the recipe of the British era. Dak Bungalow, you know what Dak, no? Maid. So in those bungalows, the caretaker or whoever would be there, orderly or the people who would, Hanshamas, you can say, they would cook this dish for those British officers who would come over there for the night. That's why it is Dak Bungalow. It varies, the recipe actually varies from one Dak Bungalow to another. But basically, the basic things are the same with few spices, not very rich. What tea would you like to have? Colonial? Okay. Are you sugar or no sugar? Okay.
I guess the temple work is over. I cannot hear the bhajans now. Let me just clean up this surface a little, just to remove those debris that have fallen here before it turns out to be too hard. My daughter has asked for the Nolan tea, so I'm going to use this Kolkata series. I had shown my tea collection in one of the videos. I'll put the link for it. If anybody interested, you can click on that link and see the collection of tea that I have. This is the dates. A little bit of tea leaves. Very little is to be used, and we prefer to have it without sugar. It gives its original taste without the sugar. Brew it for 2 to 3 minutes and then strain it. Chicken is ready. I'm going to put it into the serving dish now. And I'm going to serve it with plain rice. It tastes good with some sweet pulao as well. In Bengali we call it the Bashanti pulao. It tastes very good with that. It's a good combination. Or you can even have it with rotis and paranthas as well. The potatoes, the eggs and the chicken. It is quite a wholesome kind of meal. You need not cook anything else. Just plain rice is going to be enough. That is what even the Kanshamas would do earlier. This would be the easiest way of preparing a meal in a very less time when those British officers came to stay in the night halt in those bungalows. So here it is ready, and I must tell you that if you haven't had potatoes in the chicken, cooked with chicken, then you're missing out something. Do give this recipe a try. You will love the potatoes as well. Try it out once. And yes, let me know in the comment section whether you liked it or not, and what is it that you enjoyed most in this dish. And don't forget to even try out the chicken chettinad. That is a total different flavor in itself. The rice is cooked, the salad has been cut, and now we are going to sit for lunch. Post lunch, this is again another work which needs to be done. If not, lethargy will seep in. I've been using this Himalaya Pure Homes, but please, I tell you, the smell of this is just awful. If you all haven't bought it, please don't buy it. You all will not like the smell of it. It works, it is effective, but then the fragrance is not up to the mark.
I show up on time, I know you need that love. Tell you everything that you don't hear enough. I fly you out to Paris, see the way they staring. Always on my mind, you know I need that love. Yeah, I show up on time, I know you need that love. Tell you everything that you don't hear enough. I fly you out to Paris, see the way they staring. Always on my mind, you know I need that love. You know I'm always one step ahead of you, holding open doors when you're walking up. Cause they don't see me like you do, yeah. There's nothing I won't do for you. I'll be there for you. I'll be whatever you need from me. I'll be, even when it's hard, just know I'll be holding it together, girl, you know that's on me. Yeah, I'm the one who looks you in the eyes, speaking like I mean it, what's inside.
So my countertop is wiped clean. My dishes are done. And now I need to bring the plants back to their place. The milk bottle is dry. Let me keep it back in place. Tomorrow I have to replace it with the new bottle again. I'm going to the balcony garden to get the plants for the kitchen. I'm going to take this little one. I've been keeping this out for about 3 to 4 days. I thought it would get the rainwater. And another plant for this as well. The plants are growing well, lush and green. Look at this cutie. And a bud. And can you see those yellow spots there? That is the turmeric powder, because there had been quite a lot of ants, marching up and down this plant. So I sprinkled some turmeric powder into it. And this one is growing beautifully now. The tangled hearts. My cousin had given this to me. I'm going to take this begonia into the kitchen. So here I'm going to place it in this planter. Let me just adjust it. Okay, this is it. Even a little bit of greenery is going to add a lot of charm into your room. Do you all have plants in your kitchen? Let me know.
Tell you everything. everything that you don't hear enough. I fly you out to Paris, see the way they staring. Always on my mind, you know I need that.
After lunch, I sat with my daughter. She is studying for her unit test. Tomorrow, she is going to have her geography test. Just have a look outside. It has turned grey, different shades of grey. I guess any moment a downpour. Yes, and within 5 minutes it started. For dinner, I'm going to prepare chicken thukpa, and this is a request which Minakshi had made. So here, Minakshi, this recipe is for you, though we are going to have it. If you would be here in Siliguri, then definitely I would have called you, invited you for this. So I'm going to just boil about 100 grams of chicken, about say 7 to 8 pieces of chicken, a little bit of salt, about a teaspoon of salt, and an inch ginger. Just crush the ginger and add it to this cooker, about a liter of water, and then you boil it. For 5 minutes. Let it come to a full pressure or one whistle. After that, you lower the flame and let it cook on a low flame for 5 to 6 minutes. In the meanwhile, I'm going to heat some water and then add the Kalimpong noodles into it. You can use any kind of noodles. You can see the instructions that is written on the pack, or you can even check it from time to time and cook it till al dente. Don't overcook it. Add a little bit of salt into this water as well, where you are going to boil this noodles. This is the very noodle that my sister had got from Kalimpong, so I'm using it today. And the weather is just ideal for having thukpa. So you see, I've just cooked it till al dente. It is not completely cooked. I'm going to strain this and wash it with cold water a couple of times. Meanwhile, the whistle, and then I'm going to lower the flame and keep it for 5 to 6 minutes. In the meantime, if there is a whistle, it does not matter. I've been washing the noodles now. After it is washed, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of refined oil and apply it onto this noodles so that it does not stick to each other. I'm going to keep it aside. Tea time again. This time my husband too wants tea, and I'm going to make milk tea. So this is the C2C tea with ginger. I'm going to add some ginger into it since it's quite cold outside. Adrak wali chai. Though we don't have this milk tea very often, once in a while during holidays. So in goes the crushed ginger. I do not add sugar directly into the milk. I add it onto the cups and stir it later. It has come to a boil. I'm going to stir it once and then just let it stay that way. The evening bhajans are going on and the aarti will be going on very soon in the temple. The cooker has cooled completely, and now I'm going to remove the chicken from it. If there are any ginger pieces, remove that as well. We don't need that. The next thing to be done is to shred this chicken. The chicken has been shredded. Remove the bones, if any, and keep it aside. Now let's come on to the vegetables. I've put the karai on the flame and I've sliced the onions, chopped the carrots and cabbage and green chilies. You can even add capsicum if you have. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of refined oil, sunflower oil, and then into it I'm going to add the onion. I'm going to fry it. I had to add a little more oil towards the end again, so it's better that you start off with about 2 tablespoons of oil. So here the onions are being fried. Once it changes its color, can you see the color of it? Pinkish brown color. This is the time that you're going to add the shredded chicken into it. Saute this in this oil again. I'm going to add ginger garlic paste and a little bit of the green chili paste as well, since I had done this together. A tablespoon of it. Once the raw smell is out, it's time to add the carrots into it. Do not add the cabbage right now. Carrots take a longer time to cook. You can add this chopped green chilies as well, and then start frying it again. Fry it for about 2 minutes. And then you add the cabbage into it. You can add any other vegetable that you want to. You can even add beans and peas, whichever vegetable you like. So this is done. Do not over fry it. Do not overcook it. I've taken green chili sauce. A tablespoon of green chili sauce will go into it, and then stir it again so that it mixes with the vegetables. Now time to add in the chicken stock. You can add some more water into it and then boil it again. Now I'm going to add the soya sauce into it, about a tablespoon of soya sauce. Mix it once again and let it boil for about 1 or 2 minutes. Check the seasoning right now. If required, you add in a little more salt. Add a little bit of pepper powder. Let it come to a boil once again. And then squeeze lemon juice, about a tablespoon of lemon juice. Time to serve now. Take the boiled noodles onto your bowl. And then the soup will go over it. The chicken soup with the vegetables. It is such a healthy dish. Taste-wise, it is awesome. Health-wise, also, it is just awesome. Give it a mix and ready to dive into it. Do give this recipe a try. Rainy season, and you're going to love this recipe. Let us know in the comment section how you like it. And don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Waiting to see you again in the next video. Till then, bye bye and take care.